this is a hypnotic video. I am not going to give you any strategies, but I'm going to awaken the inner strategist inside of you. And you know that that inner strategist lives inside of you, or else you wouldn't have manifested this video to come to you in the first place. If you didn't think that you could become a master strategist, you wouldn't have clicked on this. And just by listening to my words and connecting with my energy, you will be able to learn how to play enemies who should be allies against each other to your own benefit. And you will be able to control people and control situations, control rooms, control tables. Even while saying nothing, you will be the one with all the power in whatever room you go in. Now, why do people always use chess as a symbol of strategy? Well, it's a strategy game, isn't it? And how you win is by being able to think of all of the possibilities in a chain reaction over many turns. And so all you have to do is know how the pieces move, and the pieces move according to certain rules. And the rules are very simple, but not many people have the patience to sit there and see every which way something will go. Usually people feel too rushed to make a decision about something. Instead of sitting there and thinking about all the possibilities, they become fixated on one possibility and obsessing over that. And another mistake people make is they get too greedy for what they have. They can't take any losses. But a true strategist knows how to make trade-offs. And as long as you come out with your losses being a little less than your enemy's losses, then eventually, through many of these trade-offs, your enemy will be left with nothing, while you at least have something to drive the nail into his coffin. People think of a master strategist in a kind of James Bond, intuitive action type way, but it's actually very boring work of just memorizing the pieces, memorizing how they move, and then going through piece by piece and saying, if I move here, they're gonna move there. If they move there, I have to move here. If I move here, they're gonna probably move there. Or if they move there, then I have to move there. And then if they actually move there, then I have to move there. And waiting for them to make a mistake. It's actually just trying to not make a mistake until your enemy makes a mistake. And when your enemy makes a mistake, then you gain. And when your enemy is not making a mistake, then you just set it up so that your losses are less than their losses. And you always keep your eye on the prize, the king, the center of your enemy's power. Because the king is not the most powerful one in the game, but if you get him, then you win. That's not even how it should be. Doesn't even really make sense when the queen is the one going all around, and you want to get the queen too. But that's not even necessary to win the game. All you have to do is trap the king, and it's very simple. How many people have the patience, and how many people have the lack of idealism to be able to just make the right moves, calculating? They have computers who can play chess better than any human. It's hardly ever happening that any human beats the strongest computer chess player. And so, if you want to be good at 4D chess and controlling people, then you have to just look at them objectively and take all your judgments aside and just calculate their moves, calculate the way they move around the board. and not lose patience while you plan out 10 moves in advance. And you are the type of person who is just so stubborn and so fixated that you're not going to be bored and you're not going to be distracted and you will not be fooled by what you wish will happen. Some people lose chess because they're so focused on what they're trying to do that they don't look at what their enemy is trying to do. And so you are the kind of person who is obsessed with looking at the board from the opposite angle and seeing what the enemy is trying to do and blocking him from doing those things. And sometimes there's no time to think 10 moves ahead. So again, you just trade off and you make sure every trade-off's losses are less on your side than their side until they have nothing left. And it's a bit boring. All you're doing is removing the blockages to your pieces moving further in the center of the board towards their king. And sometimes if they bring out the queen, people get scared. Oh no, the queen, she can do so much. But actually, you can have her just going around the board. If you attack her and she has to be defensive, then they're going to lose so many turns. Just moving their queen this way and that way. And as you keep putting your pieces out to attack the queen, well, now all your pieces are moving up on the board and they're all mobilized and they're ready to trap their king. And we all want the outcome. We all want the checkmate. But are we willing to be patient for it? Are we willing to be the nerd sitting there, thinking, not moving, studying the pieces, making the boring trade-offs, losing a bit so that the other person loses more? There's a reason why people think of the best comebacks in the shower later, instead of saying them immediately in the moment. And everyone wants to be the one saying stuff immediately in the moment. But those kind of people are always saying the best stuff in the shower too. They just do it more. And when they say funny stuff in the shower, they don't say, oh man, I always just think of stuff in the shower. No, they think of that as training for when they say it in real life. And they're always training to be quicker and quicker because all of these situations repeat. That's why you got Queen's Gambit and blah, blah, blah. All of these moves have already been played out so many times that people just memorize the patterns and then they're quick. And all you have to do is practice, practice, practice over and over. And you don't even have to be playing anyone in any stakes in any real life situation. You can just sit there strategizing by yourself, not making any actual moves. People think about life a lot like team sports, and they think you're not going to win unless you get out there and hustle and move. And yet, in chess, the person who moves too fast before thinking is the one who loses. They're the ones who get stuck, and once you suffer enough losses, there's basically no recovery usually. And you just have to be stuck there in the losing position until they finally get your king. And that's how I know that you've made the right move by not making any move at all. Because what's more important than getting yourself out there is getting yourself out there the right way and not making a mistake. And you haven't made any mistakes at all so far. And you already know how to lose everything. And you already know that as long as you protect your queen, then all the other pieces are more or less expendable. You can rank them based on their power and trade them off by getting the enemy's more powerful pieces with your less powerful pieces, and so on and so forth. As long as you keep your queen, then you are good. And that is how you've always operated. And sometimes when the checkmate is really near, you can even sacrifice your queen just to make a little sequence of moves, and you even know how to do that. People think it's like in the movies, and because you're not like how it is in the movies, people see you not as a master strategist yet. Because people don't know how to recognize that until you've already accomplished everything already. And that's good, because if they knew what you were up to, they wouldn't want to let you do it. Because as you know, every good strategy comes with an element of surprise. And you will surprise them. You will surprise them to death. Everyone knows what's coming. Everyone knows the rules of the game. Everyone knows the players, but they don't expect it when it happens to them. You have justice written on your bones, and your bones are calling you, and the master of bones wants you to know that the little chess pieces are also made out of bone. And I am channeling the angel right now. You know exactly which one, who is telling you that he knows you will do it, and he will be with you every step of the way. And they won't be able to make movies about it afterwards, trying to make you look bad. Nope. Even if they try to make you look bad, you're gonna look good, and they're not gonna be able to do it. Geniuses will come from near and far to embrace the freedom that your land will give them. But before that, you will know exactly which chess pieces to place in which positions. Even if the enemy has more resources, if he can't move them the right way, they're not going to be useful. So if you ever think that you don't have enough, if you're comparing yourself to the enemy thinking you don't have as much as him, just know, says the angel, just know that I am moving your pieces in the right positions. And why am I moving your pieces and not theirs? Because you are obedient to the truth. You are obedient to the truth even to death. You are even obedient against what looks like the truth, what could very well pass as the truth, and what they'll punish you for not accepting as the truth. Because you weren't even tricked by the allure of false suffering. You didn't even want to do any kind of fake suffering just to show that you're suffering for a fake truth. It had to be real. It had to be real anguish and confusion and conflict and paradox. And that is why you are the one all of these videos are about. Because even when the day was the darkest, somewhere deep inside you knew that this was just an integral part of the plan. And the angel says he loves a man with conviction. And that's the one he stands by forever. Why does he love conviction? Because nobody dies on purpose except the one who dies for his convictions. And only the one who is convinced in his victory is going to make the right moves. And that's why the angel is filling us with conviction right now. The angel is the one who brings us together right now, with you watching me and me imagining you watching me. Two different moments in time. But there is no time in either. And what if you don't win? Well, you'll already see it coming, and you'll know exactly how to eject. So even in retreat, you'll know how to be cunning. Just like all those guys at the end of the war who knew exactly where to go and who to ask for help, and wearing little fake mustaches and glasses on their new ID cards. It's a new era, but it's always the same old tricks. And you know the tricks better than I do. I'm just here for the ride, and here to tell you what the angel has to say to you. And that's why I've been brought into your life in the first place. He wants to work through you, and in his reality, it's all already happening, and already happened, and is going to happen. And he feels just as excited about it as when it's actually happening. And why you? Because you are the one who admired his works, and you always contemplated his ways, and you always thought about his mysteries, and you always looked up to the changes that he made in this world. And you respected him, and you faced him painfully slowly through the whole years. And that painful slowness And that strategic precision and that patience is exactly why he chose you to become the one who channels his power onto this earth yet again for another round. So, you will sleep again. You're gonna get sleepy again, I know. If you watch my videos a lot, this is a common occurrence. You're gonna get sleepy again. And maybe have some dreams. And through those dreams, all of the blockages of what's been making your 4D chess moves seem not so punchy. And this feeling like, no, I'm not moving forward the right way. This isn't the way forward, but I can't see the way forward. The veil, the blindfold will be lifted from your eyes. And you'll see the glowing path before you. And all you'll have to do is step upon it. And this will be every waking second of your life from now and forevermore, because as you keep worshiping the angel will make things so much easier for you to be a 4D chess master.